Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishnan. Here basically we are discussing one of the topic that is city creation. City creation basically we are discussing this file level. So one of the person to that yeah, political parties income basically is huge number. So one of the person told that political party basically might be spending where basically. Then he told that basically to keep secure the country basically they have to might be they have to give some money to the certain level of group basically. So that are basically the World Bank basically. They have to give certain level of money. So he told that basically yes basically there is also expense basically. So there basically they might be giving the money. Then the R&D department of the international level basically because um, R&D departments are basically not controlled with the R&D equal to what basically one of the person told that R&D equal to what. Then one of the person told the R&D equal to what here basically digital R&D. Nowadays basically the world is digital na, basically. So that connection to the digital only. So he told that what actually R&D. So one person basically given one example. Apple assumed that basically it's created from CRM software. So he told that yes, basically Apple is created from the CRM software. CRM software equal to set of datas. Then he told that yes, set of datas. And that set of datas are basically connected to the physical locations. And that physical locations diagram basically are equal to Apple creation. How basically the Apple creation has happened. And when that basically goes inside the body of each and every people, it connects to set of blood cells basically. And there basically the process happens and there basically the set of disease happens and set of ideas also gets generates. So for that basically lots of R&Ds are basically done. Lots of R&Ds are. It doesn't. It's not like that. Basically, Apple has entered into the body and then basically everything basically gets perfectly fine because there are more than 6 crore blood cells inside the human body. So you have to do the process in each and every blood cells. Then only basically you get the ideas. That is the thinking basically. You can say. That is the thinking. Basically. So one of the person told that yes. For that basically you have to do lots of ideas, lots of R&D. Reason there is one ad also basically. एक idea जो बदल दे आपकी दुनिया. That's why basically nobody want to change the world basically. So they basically spend the money into R&D basically. That if you are eating this apple, up to what level you are going to think. For that, lots of expense basically are done. Lots, lots of means lots of basically. You will not believe it basically. For that Bollywood group says that basically after Bollywood basically comes later on basically everything basically R&D R&D. So Bollywood groups are very dangerous group basically. One of the person told that Bollywood जो है बहुत खतरनाक है basically because they know everything basically. They know everything basically. So one of the person told that, but they have to display basically. They basically are the fighter and they basically are fighting with the government. So government are very smart basically. They basically have taken Bollywood group also into them basically. The and they basically doesn't display the real fact basically. And in future basically they are only going to suffer. That is basically the Bollywood group basically. That is not our topic basically. So one of the person told that whenever the R&D process are done basically, whenever the R&D process are done, each and every facts basically are written in the reports basically that this apple is going to produce this is the boundary of the apple, like this basically the mathematics calculation is going to be calculated, like this basically his science going to be calculated. Science means whenever the one of the science person basically, science means one person basically is doing some BSc or basically MSc or basically some BE or ME basically, when they are going to eat this apple, that time basically what are the stuffs basically going to generate from their body basically, up to what level they are going to think basically. That connects to the formulas like this basically, lots of things basically are there. So each and every step basically are done the in the go went into the R&D process basically, because you have to display everything basically, each and every education sector process. It might possible that basically apple is basically eaten by some non-educated people basically. That also you have to check na basically. That also you have to check. It might possible that non-educated person basically in future he do some education and there basically he connects to very dangerous person basically. That time basically what you are going to do? You basically literally lost the control of that particular person basically. So here basically the R&D comes into the picture. They basically say that we have the control of that particular person. So just see basically up to things basically are going to. So one of the person was like, yes, yeah, basically R&D groups are basically very dangerous basically. They basically displays the each and every facts. After giving the report basically, Bollywood gets the report. That are mostly people says that the producer only basically gets the report, because director basically are just to do whatever things basically they gets the report. So one of the producer told that basically we basically give each and every correct report to the Bollywood. We gives each and every correct report to the Bollywood, and Bollywood says that basically we have got each and every correct report from producer basically. Like this basically the conflict is there in future basically both are going to suffer basically if they give the wrong information basically, because in future basically now basically the war is ongoing, that time basically everything basically will get clear, because you when war is ongoing that time basically you can't display the single wrong report basically, you have to give the correct report, otherwise they will throw few missiles and then basically say that galat report hai. Like this basically they are going to tell basically. One person basically told that यार इसको गलत report दे देते, we will give some wrong report to him, and then basically the person who know that basically this is the wrong report, they will throw few missile basically in that city basically, and they will when they, and after that basically they will say that भाई correct report भेज रहे भाई, give right report basically, then basically he will give the right report. Why? Because currently war is ongoing, and in war basically you have to give each and every correct information. Each and every correct information basically you have to give. So here basically the war is ongoing. So in war basically everything is going to happen. That is 100% sure. So India also have to be ready for that, because in India basically the war has not started yet. War is going to start. That is 100% sure. So India account has to be perfectly up to date basically. One of the person basically told. One of the person told that if we change and basically we delete each and every stuff basically, then basically what anybody is going to try, then basically India account is connected with the World Bank basically, then World Bank will tell you basically. So one of the person told that World Bank में तो हमने India के लोगों को रखा है, then that person is going to suffer, then that person is going to suffer. So one of the person told that that person basically has got the full authority basically, that he can basically do anything basically. He can do anything. So one of the political people told that basically we have kept that person in up to control basically. His family is also with our custody, and each and every stuff basically we have control. His friends basically, whatever people basically who are connected with that person, we have kept control of each and every people basically. But that basically is not possible. In this basically the World Bank group basically is going to suffer one day basically. In this basically the World Bank is only going to suffer one day basically. So that is basically not our topic basically. Here basically the topic is this account basically. That is the India account. See the India account basically. We connected to the political party's income and political party's expense. So each political party expense basically are there, and income basically are there. That basically we have almost discussed from this story basically. That is the user stories, and in this just a few two three videos now basically we connected to many business development projects basically, that are the IT projects basically. So one of the person told that IT groups has to be very clear basically. If IT groups might have cleared this everything long before, war basically might not have started. So one of the person told that in this TCS groups are also responsible equally. In this war basically which is ongoing, the Parsi group are also involved. Sorry, the Parsi groups are also basically equally responsible for the current war basically which is ongoing. In this Infosys are also responsible. In this Patani groups are also responsible. In this Capgemini groups are responsible. Accenture groups are responsible. Each and every big level software companies basically are responsible. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this topic, that is software companies responsibility and how basically they have not fulfilled their responsibilities.